4 dimensions, then the 4 dimensions will be doubled into 8. But they are all inferences. As the human progress, human scientific knowledge is advancing, and the mankind is progressing in this direction, new things are being unveiled. Now when a thing is discovered to be positively true, then one of the verses of the Holy Quran comes to one's mind which just clicks in. And there is no question of your imagination is left to them. It's not that you are pulling things far too much, extending them too far. It is like a key moving in a lock. You immediately can prove to the rest of the world that this is exactly what the Holy Quran had said. Before that has happened, it is just inferences on the part of the religious people. Possibilities are there, but they only belong to the realm of inferences. So at this moment I cannot say positively, definitely that the figure 8 is mentioned by way of dimensions, but maybe after 50 years or so, if the human progress is not interrupted by a great world calamity, maybe human beings enlarge their knowledge to the sphere that they begin to see the possibilities of 8 dimensions. So far people are talking of 11 mathematical dimensions. They are not real dimensions, they are mathematical possibilities.
Second question. Could you tell me something about Naat and Qawwali? We like to take part in them. Naat and Qawwali.
Yes.
I'm afraid I know. Well, I gather that it's some kind of. Well, actually, I don't know what they are. Could you tell me something about them? I would like to take part.
About the Qawwali?
Yes, or not.
I don't know anything about the Qawwali. I mean, this is an art which I have not learned, unfortunately.
What about Naat?
Fortunately for myself.
What is Naat?
Huh?
What is Naat? Naat.
Naat, yes. Naat is a poem composed in praise of Hazrat Muhammad Mustafa sallallahu alaihi wasallam. And Hamd is a poem composed in praise of Allah Ta'ala. This is the technical difference between Hamd and Naat. And Madha is a poem which is composed in love or praise of ordinary mortals. So generally in poetical terminology, Hamd, Naat and Madha are understood to carry these meanings which I have explained.
Some people these days, they together with Naat, they have drums or some music. I mean, is that to be condoned?
That is not consonant with, I mean, that is, that's stupid.
Okay.
To me, it is stupid.
Thank you.
You know why I said stupid? Because as compared to the time and practice of Hazrat Muhammad Mustafa sallallahu alaihi wasallam, if anything is added into Islam, any practice or behavior which was never witnessed during the time of Hazrat Muhammad Mustafa sallallahu alaihi wasallam in his practice, then it would be either so much wrong that the person doing it would be held responsible in the eyes of Allah, or it may be wrong to a lesser degree in the sense that leaving a better behavior and better conduct, he has adopted a less beneficial conduct. This is stupidity. So by stupid I just didn't mean ordinarily stupid, but I call it stupid because he is leaving a better conduct which we see through the practice and tradition of Hazrat Muhammad Mustafa sallallahu alaihi wasallam to an inferior conduct. This is stupidity. When Allah is to be praised, He should be best praised in the fashion of Hazrat Muhammad Mustafa Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam. He knows the art of praising Allah best and better than anybody else. So if you make innovations, try to improve upon remembering Allah, improve upon the practice of Hazrat Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam in remembering Allah, that is stupidity. Now I think it's about time now. Dr. Sahib, have you ultimately thought of some questions?
Sir, one of the questions which most of the non-Ahmadi Muslims ask, perhaps when they find it difficult to counter the arguments presented according to the Holy Quran and Hadith and so on, that is, they say that if Hazrat Mirza Sahib is indeed Mahdi alayhi salam and Masih Maud alayhi salatu salam, then they expected Mahdi alayhi salam to come in victory and establish Islam and make the faith victorious. Masih Maud alayhi salam came almost 100 years ago, he has gone, and we still do not see any evidence of that victory.
So now this is exactly the mistake repeated by the Muslims of today, which was first committed by the Jews of the time of Hazrat Masih alayhi salatu wasalam. In the scriptures, it was positively told that Messiah would appear in glory, in victory. He would bring the rule, the power, the temporal power as well, according to their understanding, to the oppressed people of Israel. That is what did not happen. And this is what disappointed the Jews and antagonized them most. They said, look here, we were expecting a man to have come with glory, to appear in great pomp and power, to be crowned as the king of Israel. And you have come in such such a state of weakness and helplessness, that you are teaching us that if somebody slaps one face, one cheek of yours, offer the other one as well. This is what you are doing to us. This is not the man we were expecting. And they refuse to believe in him. Is it not correct? Is it not what happened? So if the Mahdi is to be termed a Messiah as well, why shouldn't this be repeated in his time? Why should the same mistake not be committed by his opponents and his antagonists? There must be some similarities between him and the Messiah. Why? Otherwise he shouldn't have been called a Messiah at all. This is one of the similarities. That they were expecting somebody with temporal power, with earthly glory, so that suddenly they would turn them into masters of the whole universe. But he appeared like a very humble, ordinary person. And this is what they were not expecting. So they rejected, but Allah said, no, your rejection would be rejected. Because when Allah speaks of some person coming in glory and power, He always means spiritual glory and spiritual power. And you misunderstand the words of Allah. So Allah will not go by your misunderstandings, but He will go by His own promises and His own words. So this has been established once that this happens. This mistake is committed. This mistake is rejected ultimately by God. This has happened and this has been recorded. Now if the Muslims of today repeat the same mistake which was committed by the Jews of the early time, they naturally would face greater wrath of Allah, because seeing things they have chosen not to see. Having precedents before them, they have closed and shut their eyes, and insisting on the same folly which was committed by the early people. So it is a greater crime. Yes, please.
You are putting a very sensitive question. I don't know